Yeah, hi there, and these comments are for, I'm going to use the first letter of your name, H, and in your specific situation, your TOEFL score right now is 89, so you had 19 on the reading, 23 on the listening, you had 23 points on the speaking, and you had 24 points on the writing area of the exam. So that puts you right now at 89. Come on in, no problem. So right now you have, your goal here is to get 95, so you want to get about 6 points higher than where you are right now. Now, mainly, you need to improve in the reading area. It looks like you need about 4 more points there. And then it looks like in the speaking area, you need to get at least 3 points higher in that area. So my recommendation for you right now, it's tough though, it's really tough to improve your reading. I'm going to recommend my 60-day TOEFL study guide because you're having so many problems with the reading area. And I cannot guarantee that you can exactly reach your goal in 2 months. I'm guessing that's probably about how much time you need. Now let's talk about reading for just a minute. There's 5 basic things you have to do to improve your reading proficiency of American English. So I'm going to talk about these things right now. Number 1, you have to start reading about 45 to 60 minutes every day. This is in addition to any other study that you do to help you in your English. So you can read magazines, books, and maybe newspapers. So that's really the first thing. Number 2, you have to build your vocabulary more, and that's going to help improve your ability to understand what you're reading, and you actually will be able to increase your reading speed because you'll understand more of what you're reading. So vocabulary building is important. Number 3 is once you've practiced the extensive reading and you've built your vocabulary to an adequate level, you need to work on your reading speed. Your goal is to try to read comfortably at about 300 words per minute with 60 to 80% comprehension. This is also important. The 4th thing you want to do is you need to become familiar with the IBT reading question types and the strategies for answering them. This is also important. This is what we call test-taking strategies. So you definitely need to do that. And the 5th thing you have to do is to take TOEFL level reading practice test. And then when you get done, you want to spend time going over the answers so you can see what kinds of mistakes you're making and why the correct answer is better than the answer you chose. That's it. 5 things, but it takes time. So really what you want to do is you want to spend maybe a month or more just doing the extensive reading, the vocabulary building, and the speed reading. If you do these 3 things first, and you feel like you've developed a pretty good proficiency in reading, then you get to the IBT reading test-taking strategies, and then you can start taking the TOEFL level practice test. All right, that's my recommendation to help you improve your reading. It's going to take some time. And you got to think outside the box. To improve reading takes honest work and practice every day, really for several months before you really start getting the results that you seek. So that would be some of my recommendations in the reading area. Now let's talk about the speaking area. Don't underestimate the speaking. You need to go from 23 to 26, and that is not as easy as it sounds, because most likely you have some pronunciation problems that you have to solve right now. It's going to take you some time to work through those intelligibility issues. Most likely, you probably have some vocabulary and some grammar problems. There's 2 possible things going on right now with your speech. Either you're using very simple grammar and vocabulary to express your ideas, or you're using more advanced grammar and vocabulary and you're making a lot of errors. So that's the 2 possible problems you're having right now. And maybe sometimes when you're developing your ideas or responses, you probably need more details for some of those generalizations that you're using in the IBT speaking tasks. So those are my suggestions right now. Now, H, my website has a lot of great reading instruction. I have a vocabulary section of my course. In the reading section of my course, I can help you with your speed reading. I can also help you with your reading test-taking strategies for the reading section. Now, for the TOEFL level reading practice test, I'm going to recommend maybe the Cambridge preparation course for the TOEFL IBT by Jolene and Robert Gere. Or you might try Barron's or maybe Kaplan. They have some really good reading practice tests there, or you can go directly to ETS and order one of their reading practice test manuals. So that would be some of my suggestions in that area. So again, to answer your question at the very end here, which study materials is best for you? Like I said before, I'm going to recommend my 60-day TOEFL study guide. And remember, once you become one of my students, start posting your pronunciation and speaking practice tests. Don't underestimate that it does take time to solve some of those problems. And as you begin posting your pronunciation and speaking practice tests on a day-to-day basis, that's going to give me more information about what your weaknesses are, so that I can have a pretty good idea of, I can begin recommending lessons to help you solve some of those problems that you're having. All right, so that would be my recommendations right now. And anyway, thank you for your interest and for your comments, and all the best to your high-scoring TOEFL success.